The recent spike in gasoline prices has people taking a closer look at the oil and gas industry. Some are blaming the Russian invasion of Ukraine, while others blame the carbon tax for the high prices. Let's take a look at some facts to help cut through the political rhetoric. Gas prices were rising for weeks leading up to the Russian invasion of Ukraine on February 24th, but were still well above $1 a litre in Canada. Much conservative rhetoric is focused on Trudeau's carbon tax as a scapegoat for the high price of gas. However, the carbon tax in Alberta currently accounts for 9 cents a litre, while the federal excise tax accounts for 10 cents, provincial excise tax is 13, and the GST is 5%. In total, the taxes can account for 35 to 40 cents per litre. That still means that $1.20 per litre has nothing to do with taxes. Other Conservative Party rhetoric blames a lack of pipelines getting our resources to tidewater. But a closer look shows that this is not really the problem either. Do you know how many active pipelines currently run across the Canada-US border? 70. And there are another 16 pipelines carrying other commodities. Canada is the United States' biggest supplier of oil, so I don't think it is fair to say that we have a problem exporting our resources. However, the rhetoric from the environmental movement is even more deceiving. If one does a search of the Keystone XL pipeline, the top search result is from the NRDC, the National Resource Defense Council, an environmental activist group. On their website, they claim the takedown of the notorious Keystone XL tar sands pipeline will go down as one of the generation's most monumental environmental victories. After more than 10 years of tenacious protests, drawn-out legal battles, and flip-flopping executive orders spanning 3 presidential administrations, the Keystone XL pipeline is now gone for good. However, a closer examination reveals this is not the case. Here we see that the only part of Keystone that was stopped was Phase 4, which runs here in green. Phase 1 was completed in 2010, Phase 2 in 2011, Phase 3A in 2012, and Phase 3B in 2016. In reality, Keystone is pumping 860,000 barrels of oil per day from Canada to the United States. I wonder how many of the environmental activists bothered to take the time to check the facts. The environmental rhetoric is even more deceiving because it gives the impression of victory while masking even greater resource extraction. So why are gas prices so high? Most market analysts say that most of the price of gas comes from the price of a barrel of oil. So if this is the case, then prices all over the world must be similar, right? Well, let's examine the facts. If one does a Google search of gas prices around the world, you will come across this website, globalpetrolprice.com. This website updates every week or so and shows you the price of gas per liter in US currency in every country in the world. Here we see Venezuela is 2.5 cents per liter, Libya 3 cents, Iran 5 cents, Russia is 48 cents a liter, even in the midst of a war and heavy sanctions. The US is $1.20 per liter, Canada is $1.50 per liter. Norway is an interesting case. They pay one of the highest prices in the world, even though they are a huge oil-producing nation. This is because they tax it so high for environmental reasons, and much of the profits from their oil and gas sales go into the Norwegian Sovereign Wealth Fund that is over $1 trillion. Hong Kong has the highest gas prices in the world at $2.80 a liter. While Venezuela, Libya, and Iran certainly have many problems, they can afford to sell gas so cheap because their governments control the production and distribution of the oil and gas in a socialist model, while Canada and the US are beholden to a capitalist model that unfortunately lacks the competitive laws that Adam Smith outlined in The Wealth of Nations, but rather collude to extract as much money as possible from the populations they serve.